Channel, and we're back inside Python today, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about infinite loops. What are infinite loops, how they can be used, and in what type of Python projects can infinite loops be used in. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 200 subscribers by the end of the week. Okay, without further ado, let me just get right into the video. Sometimes you may want a while loop to keep going for as long as the program is running. This kind of loop is called an infinite loop. Lots of video game programs use an infinite loop known as a main loop. So, let's start. Let's start by writing a while loop called while true, and let's just make it print. This is an infinite loop. Okay. Start by that. Into infinity. You make an infinite loop by setting the loop condition to a constant value, true, like right here, while true. So to start an infinite loop, you have to write while true. Because this value never changes. Because if this value never changes, the loop will never exit. Let's try this while loop in the shell. It has no false option, so the loop will print this is an infinite loop non-stop until you quit the program. So let me show you. Let the program run. So it will basically print this is an infinite loop over and over again. Oh yeah, and don't forget your colon after while true. See, it's gonna keep printing this is an infinite loop for infinite times because we have not stopped the program. We've just called it while true. So let's stop the program. Keep going up. Okay, so it's been printing this is an infinite loop continuously over and over again. Okay, let's go to the top. Perfect. Okay. Oh, whoops. Don't delete that. Okay. Next. But now we don't really want to print this is an infinite loop infinite times. Like we don't want that. We don't want it to print like millions and billions of times. So to escape this infinity, we can deliberately use an infinite loop to get input from the user. This program asks if the user is bored, and as long as they type N, it keeps asking them the question. If they get fed up and type Y, it tells them they're rude and uses the break command to leave the loop. Okay, let's keep our while true function. Add a new code block underneath. You can use Colab or REPL-IT, and yeah, you can use one of these programming platforms to write this code. Okay, let's drop our while true and write answer equals input, because since we want input from the user, are you bored yet? Okay. And write Y or no. So we're going to ask the user to type in Y or N, which will mean yes or no. Okay. If the answer equals Y, you need double equal sign, because that's the equal sign in while loops. And we're going to print how rude. Okay, since that's part of the program. And then we're going to break. So let's see. This false condition Y will trigger the break command. So if he writes Y, are you bored? Then they'll write how rude and break the program. So let's start. Are you bored yet? Let's just type in N. Wait, what? 1 sec. Let me just fix the spelling right here. Okay, let's go. Are you bored yet? I'm gonna type in Y. How rude. Okay, and it quit the program. Now let's change our answer and type in no. No, it keeps asking us the exact same question infinite times, and let me just try to type Y. Let's see if it changes anything. Yup, it types how rude and exits the program. Well, that's how infinite loops work, and basically, that's how infinite loops can be used in your programs. Now let's go a little bit further and talk about loops inside of loops. Can the body of a loop have another loop within it? Yes, of course it can. This is called a nested loop. It's like Russian dolls, where each doll fits inside a larger doll. In a nested loop, an inner loop runs inside an outer loop. Let me show you right here by explaining how to write in code hip hip hooray. Okay, let's type in a for loop, hooray underscore counter, since we're going to write a hip hip hooray program. 1 to 4, which means it's going to show it 3 times. It's going to repeat the program 3 times. And we're going to make another loop inside of a loop, another for loop inside of another for loop, and make it 1 to 3. Since we're only going to write hip 3 times and hooray 3 times. Okay, now print hip. We're going to print hip 2 times, 1 to 3, and hooray 3 times, 1 to 4. Print hooray. Okay, now we should indent or print hip, but you keep the print hooray non-indented. Okay, so let me explain this real quick. This first line on the top is a loop variable of the outer loop hooray underscore counter. This part is the body of the outer loop, and it's indented 4 spaces. The loop variable of the inner loop is called hip underscore counter, just like the outer loop. The body of the inner loop is indented another 4 spaces. Now let me run my code. We have an invalid syntax. Oh yeah, don't forget to add a colon after 1 to 3. Okay, see, it printed hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray 3 times. How did this work though? The whole of the inner for loop is inside the body of the outer for loop. Each time we do 1 repeat of the outer loop, we have to do 2 repeats of the inner loop. This means the body of the outer loop is run 3 times in total, but the body of the inner loop is run 6 times. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, put that down in the comments, and I'll be sure to get to you as quick as possible. Well, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Well, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time.